Drinking and texting go together like ebony and ivory. But what does it mean when men do it? Does it mean he likes you, or is he just trying to get laid? Is alcohol a truth serum or a love potion? Keep watching to find out. Hi, I'm Lucy Goldman from Lovelearnings TV. We've been helping women find their perfect match for years now, and that means contending with every scenario you can think of. So trust me when I say I've heard it all. And guess what? Drunk texting is rarely something to worry about. That's the biggest takeaway of this video. If drunk texting is something he only does once in a blue moon, then it truly isn't a problem. It can even be sweet to see your man be vulnerable in this way, and if he's not your man just yet, it can be a window into his feelings for you. And that's a win-win. So, for the most part, you shouldn't take drunk texting too personally. If it's a guy you haven't talked to in like 5 years, a random drunk text probably means he was just lonely or horny and he's thinking of you. If it's someone you're close with, it doesn't necessarily mean he's secretly in love with you. Try to take it in stride and have a sense of humor about it all. But when should you be worried about drunk texting? If he only ever texts you when he's drunk, or if it becomes a reoccurring theme in your relationship, this is a potential red flag. Severity also matters. Basically, how drunk is he actually? Having a few beers and getting mushy is a far cry from something like this. And it also matters why he's drunk texting you. There are 3 potential negative motivations behind drunk texting. 1, he only wants you when he's drunk. Now, this is true if he doesn't respect you or want more than just a booty call. This can definitely be a factor even in men who are completely sober, but alcohol can shine a light on it. Does he only text you late at night when he's been out with his buddies? If so, his compliments and smooth lines should all be taken with a grain of salt. 2, he's emotionally closed off. Call it what you want. Emotional unavailability, immaturity, or a low EQ is a problem many men deal with. Men are taught by society to be ashamed of their emotions. Now, if he can only be sweet to you when he's had a few beers, this is something to consider. But this one doesn't have to be a deal breaker. It really depends on how important this kind of affection is to you. 3, he has a serious drinking problem. This is the one you really need to worry about. If this is the case, then chances are the behavior goes beyond just drunk texting and is starting to affect his life, not to mention your relationship. Drunk texting can be a hint at a larger problem if it happens regularly. Consider his relationship with alcohol. Can he have a good time without a drink in his hand? Does he spend every Saturday at the club and every Sunday sick in bed? A little overindulgence is far from a deal breaker, but it's something to be aware of if you want to move forward with this guy and build a future together. So provided that none of these 3 scenarios apply, what should you do if he sends you a drunk text? I find many women have a problem knowing what to say. Even if you don't mind, it can still be hard to communicate with him since you two are in different states. Namely, he's drunk and you're sober. I recommend just being yourself, regardless of the state that he's in. And don't be afraid to poke fun at him for being drunk. If you don't mind the texts but don't know how to talk to him when he's like this, that's okay too. Wait until the next morning and then hit him with something playful like, haha, oh my gosh, sounds like you were having fun last night, or I guess wine makes you think of me. And finally, it's the content of the text that matters the most. If what he's saying makes you uncomfortable, then there's no excuse. Not only does this show a lack of respect for you, it's a window into what's on his mind. If he doesn't respect your boundaries, I'd consider this a huge red flag. If you want to keep seeing him, but you want to discourage drunk texting, then start simply by just keeping your cool. Don't respond until the next morning. Drunk texting usually happens pretty late at night anyway, and if you're trying to get the point across, he's not going to be very perceptive when he's drunk out of his mind. There are a few ways to handle it. I'd say something like, "I like talking to you better when you're sober." In the cold light of the morning, he'll usually get that message loud and clear. If this doesn't stop him, some guys can be slow on the uptake. Then make it a point to not respond to him for a few days after he drunk texts. A lot of the time, this can be enough to just curb the bad behavior. And finally, don't be afraid to just straight up tell him to stop drunk texting you. Sometimes the direct approach is best. And with any criticism, I'd recommend just doing this in person so you can make your tone clear, especially if this is someone you're interested in seeing on an ongoing basis. Now, texting is tough, and we all need a little help sometimes. Go to attractiontexts.com right now for a free video presentation that will tell you the magic words to make any man ache to have you in his arms. These work on any guy, no matter your situation. They'll make him think about you all day long. That's attractiontexts.com. So there you have it. That's what drunk texting means, how to respond, and how to make it stop. What's your take on drunk texting? Harmless fun, or is it a bad habit? Leave the funniest drunk texts you've ever seen or received in the comments below. I could use a laugh. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.